Okay, welcome to Creative Companions. It's me, Kim. Start by taking some deep breaths. I'm just going to sit here and wait for others to be here now. Let's see. Get all my settings correct. For today's gathering, we're going to use markers and make a magical marker meditation with me. We will need all of the colors. So, you know, red and yellow and pink and green, purple and orange and blue. I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow too. So get all your colors. Get you a blank cardboard or a piece of paper, whatever you have. Take some deep breaths right away. We meditate to be here now. Good morning, Vicki. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to focus on gratitude today, having an attitude of gratitude. I did my yoga this morning, and I went to Yoga with Adrienne's page, and her first video up was about gratitude, so I got to do a really yummy, soothing gratitude yoga leading up to this attitude of gratitude live feed Creative Companions. So welcome to Creative Companions, where we're all believing mirrors for one another. I believe in you and your creative evolution. Thanks for showing up and believing in me and believing in you too. That's what showing up proves. Hey Sierra, I'm glad you're here. Feeling good. I'm the mom. I'm the granny. You know, that a lot of thought about that. You know, leveling up to the granny role. I'm grateful. That over my shoulder little babe, I always point the wrong one. The little babe there, pencil sketch, that's Aubrey when she was a babe. I did that then. So 30 some years ago, and then, oops, that's my dad there. I did that, yeah. Take some deep breaths, everybody. If you just got here, welcome. We're going to use all the colors, so get your markers. Okay. I'm going to do a marker meditation on gratitude today. Thank you for being here. I'm Kim, your creative companion. So the first step in healing ourselves is showing up for the healing process. And here we are. So thank you for being here and for showing up for yourselves and for showing up for me. I saw in my memories it was a year ago when right in this very spot I twisted my ankle as I fell off my slipper. And that brought me physical pain and a physical healing process, which I have been physically well. So that was new to me, to have to sit still with my foot up, you know. And if you hung with me back then, you helped me through that, you know. We help each other through those things, you know, on this recovery journey. So for today's meditation, we're going to start by just getting comfortable in our seats. Breathing in through our nose, holding it. Breathing it out, feeling it through your feet, you know, get grounded in your seat. Feel your feet on the earth or feel your bum in the chair. Be glad you're there. There's where you can start. And Adrienne had us start today with being grateful for the breath. And I found that beautiful. So if you could just spend this moment elongating your breath and being so grateful for the art and the act of consciously breathing now. Let's do this together 3 times. That's 1. One more. Just relaxing into this now, we are. We're going to continue this art of meditation and breathing while I read to you. Yes, materials you should have ready are all the colors of markers that you have, or all the colors of the rainbow. Your fine self and a sheet of paper. We're going to start on that colorful meditation in a moment, but right now we're just breathing in a state of gratitude. Gratitude for our bums in the chair and our feet on the floor. Gratitude for our hands at our heart, if you will. Breathing in and out, we're also going to practice the art of listening. While you breathe, simply listen, relax, and listen. I have chosen to read to you from my Higher Consciousness Journal with the fine paper. It was written in the year 2009, and the entry that I've chosen for today, at random, is anything at random, Boo Radley indeed. It was on February 11th. That's a Wednesday. So this is from February 11th, 2009. And if you know anything about me, you know that 11 is my favorite number because that's two autonomous ones. It says, I've been up since about 7:11. It's likely that it's 10:11 now. I'm unaware of the time. I've been up for about 3 hours. I've fallen down the steps twice. Skinned my shin from ankle to knee on the right leg. Skinned the ankle bone on the left leg. There was mud. My ass went in it. My coffee cup flew upward, and I dropped Jody. I was talking to her on the phone during the first fall, and come to think of it, also during the second fall, which was really a slip, and I avoided the fall. But I bent my little toe backwards in the not-so-graceful process of trying to catch myself. Jody and I were both trying to catch hold of ourselves this morning. Don't panic! Every little thing is going to be all right. I've also cleaned up a very stinky pile of puppy poop. I've scrubbed muddy footprints off the floor. I posted a new blog. I checked my email. I took the dogs for a walk. Blessed be. Then I wrote a poem called Sweaty Me. Sweaty Me sits in her chair. She doesn't wear any underwear. A gentle breeze blows through her hair. Sweaty Me doesn't wear a bra. She has saggy boobs just like her ma. Sweaty Me picks her nose. Her armpits stink, and she has gunk in her toes. Sweaty Me doesn't care about the who, the what, the where. Of the time, she's unaware. Sweaty Me just sits in her chair, taking a moment to stop and stare. Everything is everything, and everywhere is everywhere, and whoever you are and wherever you are, just be there. That's by Kim. February 11th, 09, 10:11 a.m. That was the time on the clock when my writing was done. Blessed be. It is all about me. It is to myself that I am committed. It is to good orderly direction in my life. I am committed to the truth. I tell no lies, harm none, and I love everyone, including you, including me, including her, including him, including all. It is to love that I am committed, the kind of love that Jesus was about, and Bob Marley and Buddha, unconditional, non-judging, non-condemning love. Let's see everything through the eyes of love now. Change your perspective. Change your world. Acceptance. Perspective. Attitude. Radical acceptance of what is. Change your perspective. If you don't like what you're seeing, turn your head. Look at it from a different direction. Look through the good. Look for the good. Look through the eyes of love now. Put on those rose-colored glasses. Put on your smile and your big girl panties and take on the day. So, that was just one example of journal entries. And in the Creative Companions, we utilize the work of Julia Cameron, The Artist Way. And we'll be doing this whole book, all 12 weeks again together soon, starting probably in January. But the main tools are the morning pages, 3 pages of brain drain. So that was a great morning page brain drain there. You know, sometimes they're whiny and negative, but I always wrap them up. Not always. I try. It is my intention to wrap them up by the end with very positive, uplifting. And as you know, if you've been following, I've added the marker meditations next. So this is my morning practice that I'm sharing with you. All is meditation. Keep breathing deep like that all day long as you go. You'll feel so much better, you'll find out. And when you find that you've forgotten to take a deep breath and you start getting panicky or racy or you can stop and do what we did there at the beginning and take 3 deep breaths and get a hold of your fine self. So this attitude of gratitude, we're going to start our marker meditation now. So I'm going to change my camera angle and put it on my page here so you can watch. Is that working? I think that works. It's going to be hard for me to see the comments during this part. So the marker meditations I've added to my daily practice of self-care, and it's so very important. And I found it so healing. So where to start? Well, today I decided we're going to start with gratitude. And maybe that has to do with, well, Thanksgiving is coming up, right? So I feel like green. So that's how I start. So let's just start together, taking a deep breath and in writing simply and slowly in the center of the page, I am grateful for ... And take your sweet time. You can make the letters as however you want to make the letters. What did I say? I am grateful for. Is that what we want to say? Yes. So just I am. I'm going to write that on one line and then right, grateful. And this meditation too is in the effort to turn off that thinking mind and just practice the art of creating. So we're just creating letters on a page right now. How do you spell grateful? Greatful, if you want to. But I do believe the correct spelling is Grateful. And remember to continue breathing. I'm going to just color my letters a little, make sure the word grateful shows up. I appreciate you all showing up for Creative Companions like you do. I really feel the love and support of the community. My videos are getting a lot more views these days. I appreciate that. Feel free to share our group with your friends. Know that which I do, which heals me, heals you. Well, that's pretty cool. And as a recovery tool, I quit smoking cigarettes on Creative Companions. And it is the idea of learning new practices to fill up the space where that addiction was. So where I used to sit and smoke cigarettes with my coffee, now I grab my markers with my coffee. If you grab creative tools to use in place of where you had, oh, I'm going to grab a different color now. So I just go to the next color of the rainbow. This keeps the thinking mind from working. So after blue comes green, after green comes blue in that direction. And I'm just going to, well, think of one thing. Oh, yes. What did we start with? Where did we start in the beginning? Being grateful for the breath. So I am grateful for breath, which I want to show you. If you've been watching my sketches, I learned to write breath in Sanskrit the other day, and I like it. So I'm going to show you that. And then I'm going to write it that way too, and so can you. Let me find a good example. Oh, here we go. This figure right here, and you can write it with one line starting at the heart. You start at the heart and go down, figure 8 up for the head, around, and figure 8 for the legs. It's so fun to make. So the line starts at the heart, goes around up for the head, and down for the body, figure 8 for the legs, and ends there. And that says breath. I put that heart in there, but you can do whatever you want. But I'm going to write that next on my I am grateful for. So I wrote breath in our English language. There's another one. Let me just show you this. This one says breath there in the middle, and then this other symbol that looks like dangling jewelry or something to me. It's so pretty. That says breathe. Yeah, also in Sanskrit. So I'm going to turn back to, always go back to the breath. There it is. You know, when you don't know what else to do, pause and go back to the breath. So we start at the heart. Left arm up when you hug your friends. Then you hug heart to heart. So we start that left hand to the heart. You can see my hand. And then come down and up and figure 8 for the head. And down for the body. And the legs, figure 8. And boom. What a pretty symbol that is. Let me see it. Let me turn it around now. Yeah. Now you could just fill this page today going through all the colors of the rainbow. And the reason I do all the colors is that causes me to sit here and breathe that long, you know. Sometimes we cut our meditation short, or our self-care, our yoga. We rush through it. So no hurry, no worry. For this, when you're immersed in your creative process, time isn't real. It doesn't matter. Just doing what you love to do. You know, I find tracing this breath symbol with, you know, like, okay, so after blue, purple, I'm just going to trace that symbol with the purple too. You know, and then as you make the breath symbol, it reminds you to take a breath. What's your breath doing? You know, and if you sit for this whole process and take long, deep breaths, you'll notice how much more relaxed you feel when you're done. Yeah. So after purple, we go back to the other end of the rainbow, which is red. So since I have red now, I'll just go ahead and put a little heart in there. And of course, you can follow what you see me doing here with the markers and do the same on your page, but they'll never look the same because we are unique expressions, you know. That's the beauty of it. I just want to make a circle now. So after red comes orange, making a circle at the top. And doing this marker meditation in the morning, or sometimes it was a sketch meditation with pencils. Right now it's markers. It was watercolors for a while. But it is signifying to my creative self that I'm important, and that what I have to say is okay, and I have time for it. You know, we're just making it up as we go along. I noticed when I went to traveling with my art that the attitude of gratitude was easier on the road, because new things were happening all the time. We get stuck in our routines, and we forget to be grateful sometimes. We get the ho-hums. You know? I'm grateful for creative companions. I'm grateful for friends who share their authentic expressions and struggles and triumphs and all the things, you know? I seem to consistently make the sunshine. Is good. You know, looking for that peaceful, easy feeling every day with ourselves. For me, I get it by focusing on the breath, starting with a good first thought in the morning. I'm going to go to yellow now. Calm. I am calm. Calm. Peaceful, easy feeling. For a while, my first thought was, I claim my power now. That's good. That's a good one, too. But right now, I found I've been using calm, easy. I like this. This is like a highlighter yellow. It's really brightening things up. You could make a whole list here of things that you're grateful for. I'm grateful for the sunshine. Grateful for the rain too. To take deep breaths and focus on your breathing in and out. And take a walk while listing things you're grateful for. I am grateful for this moment. I am grateful for the sunshine. I am grateful for birthdays. I am grateful for ice cream. I am grateful for creation. I am grateful I can change my attitude. I am grateful for light. I am grateful for dark. I'm grateful for fires. I'm grateful for circles. You know, and Julia Cameron says in The Artist's Way, when we're doing our journaling in the morning, which this is a part of my journaling, I reckon you could call it that, is just simply keep the hand moving. And that keeps the subconscious mind creating, not the thinking mind. And the thinking mind might try to think about the laundry, or who you're mad at, or where you gotta go today. But the creative mind really likes this yellow marker. And by simply breathing, let my hand flow on this page, something beautiful comes. And you can't get here if you don't show up for your fine self, and for your creative process. I am grateful for all of you. and creative companions in this thing that we do. I would love to hear some comments what y'all are grateful for. Breathing in and out, we are here now. I'm grateful for the present moment. I'm grateful for new opportunities. Let's see, after yellow, we're back to green. So, I've run out of things to say. Totally present I am today. Just gonna go around this heart. Okay, back to the sketch here. The marker meditation. Breathing in, I just went back to the heart. Back to the breath, because I didn't know what to do next. As in art, so in life. And bring healing. So we're just going to put some healing energy. Just keep making that heart grow. Yeah, doing art's how you heal your broken heart. And that of others. Take a deep breath. I switch back to blue. I think it's important that we use our authentic voices to create and then share those creations with the world. Not sometimes, that is the most challenging part for me, is sharing. I get scared. There's no fear here right now, though. We're just flowing with the blue marker and the breath. It's going back to that heart space. Very nice. So I wonder, when we catch ourselves fussy, if we can return back to gratitude instead. It's a cue, you know? When you find yourself being irritated and annoyed, and in a state of irritation, can you take some breaths and find something to be grateful for? Now we can always go looking for Ananda, A-N-N-A-N-D-A, which is eternal bliss, which is found by recognizing the good in the moment. It is always there. So moment to moment. It's finding that good thing. Yoga with Adrian says find what feels good. Yeah, I'm grateful for the breath. I'm grateful for creative companions. I'm grateful for second chances. Joe Powers was singing about that yesterday. When we're meditating, remember the sounds around us just help us relax more. They don't startle us. That's a good knowing. I'll jump out of my skin. Well, how do you know when one of these marker sketches is done, Kim? I just do. Sometimes something happens. Oh, and the other thing is, listen to your muse when you're doing your journaling. If it says get the pink marker, why didn't I have the pink marker out? Don't argue with the muse. Just get the pink marker and do that next. You know, there is a voice in you that wants nothing more than to express and create. And we become depressed when we don't allow that to happen. So breathe. And if your inner creative muse says use pink, don't hesitate. Just get the pink marker. And keep the hand moving. Keeping the hand moving keeps the sensor silent. That doesn't mean you have to go fast in your art. You can move your hand really slow. You know, and when the next thought bubbles up that says, hey, use this marker, try this, just go for that. Do that thing. You know, and the same when you're writing songs or making soup or whatever. That's your intuition speaking, so learn to listen to that. That's the only thing that knows what's right for you. You know, and if you're miserable and you haven't been enjoying being you, well, you got to try something new then. And then for that new thing to become you, you got to practice it. Do it every day. Then you get really good at it. Like, I painted in high school, but then I didn't paint for like 20 some years. And then I started painting every day because I felt like I needed to for my own personal healing. And guess what? Doing it every day, I got really good at it. And I still really enjoy doing it, and it is still very much part of my personal healing practice. I talked last week about how I go to the canvas with the hard stuff, with the big feels. Which, thank you all for watching that video last week, WTF America. If you haven't seen it, find it on here and watch it. Like, it's had over 1,000 some views on Facebook. That never happened in my world yet. Well, yes, it has. Now it did. Yeah, and believe that new things are coming. I don't care how old you are. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. New things are coming. So, I'm grateful for new opportunities. That's what I'm going to write next. And I'm going to write it in red. What you looking for, Vern? Now I gotta go. How in the heck do you spell opportunities? O-P-P opportunities. I am grateful for new opportunities. What you got, people? Good morning, Dawn. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Jennifer. We're doing a marker meditation and breathing deep. Take some deep breaths if you just got here. This is Creative Companions. We're all believing mirrors for one another, and we're doing a marker meditation on gratitude. Starting in the middle with I am grateful for breath. And that symbol there is breath. And then I wrote new opportunities. And I did say I'm grateful for the support of my friends. And I didn't write that. I'm just going to write friends. I am grateful for friends. Friends from all over. Random strangers I met on the road. Beautiful people from around the globe. Creating and using their unique voices. I am grateful for friends and family. Friends are family. It's all the same to me, you see. All one. I like to write that. I am grateful that we're all one and that love is the answer. Love is the greatest healer to be found. That's some good medicine. Think about that. I like to write that a lot in my journal. Love is truly the greatest healer to be found. Choose affirmations that work for you. I am grateful for love now. You can write that real fancy. Make some loopy L's. You know, and the blank page that we started with is now full of color. Let me put my camera on the page again. And the blank page is a new opportunity. You start with the blank page. You have there's no way you can fully visualize what's going to be on there when you finally say, ta-da, done, and sign your name and put the date on it and get on with your day. You know? How fun is that? So you also got to have fun first thing in the day. It's good to have fun, but you got to know how. SpongeBob sings about that. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for nose picking, chewing gum and sand licking down in the deep blue sea. Alright, I am grateful for love now. And you gotta choose love again and again and again and again. It only happens in the moment. I'm getting to the bottom left right corner here of the page, which today is indicating this one's about done. Take some deep breaths. We got a holiday week ahead of us. Lots of people going to be traveling safely to be with friends and family. That can be stressful too. So remember to just take some deep breaths, seeing it all go well for you. Imagination is a powerful thing. Don't use it to think up scary stuff. I'm talking to myself. For sure. All the time. That which I say to you is also for me. Alright. So there's what I got. I'm going to sign this one, then I'll turn it around so you can see it right side up. I'm grateful that you're here. Invite your friends to join the group. If you haven't checked out the YouTube channel, I would love for you to subscribe to that. It's Art by Kim Keffer on YouTube. I'll sign this. And today is 11/24/2024. There we have it. I'm grateful for all you creative companions. Let's see if we can change this camera angle and let's pull that back a little. There we go. I'd love to see yours. I'll take a picture of mine and post it. I encourage you to start a daily practice of self-care with journaling and meditation, and try it for a while and see how that feels, you know. I'm grateful for all of you for showing up today. I will be sharing information about the Artist Way group as that is formulating. And have a great week and stay in that attitude of gratitude. It feels great. Peace out.